Hello. I thought I'd get a nice read in. This is for the new moon in Sagittarius. And we had how many volunteer already? Exactly the amount I needed. So they are speaking today. Open to discovery. This is number 34. And it's also a number 7. So this is definitely talking about this new moon coming up. Open to discovery. Now, Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini and the ruler of Virgo, is in retrograde. So, not thinking at its best, but, and it's also in Sagittarius, which is opposite from its home sign. But Jupiter is at Gemini's house, at the Gemini house, which is Mercury's home. So they are in like a friendly neighbor type thing. One's over at the other one's house. They're both over at the other one's house, so they can call and ask where, they keep the baking soda or something. So, but they're not at their very best as if they were in their home, right? And the Sagittarius new moon energy is at 9 degrees of Sag. So it's that beginning degree. But we also have on the 6th, Mars is basically at a station point pretty much now. It's barely moving. And that's right between 5 and 6 degrees. So it's really digging into those degrees, and that is in a trine to this new moon. So that's the good news. The not so fun news is that Saturn is in a square to this. So I, in one of my previous videos, said pretty much it's like, because Mercury is not thinking the greatest, and you have this overwhelming, wonderful Sagittarius enthusiasm. Your Sagittarius friend talks you into getting a tattoo, right? And Mercury is like, oh, that's a great story. Now, Mercury would usually be going, let me think this through. Let me think about this. Let me, come up with some alternatives or something. And Mars in the square, in the trine is, very gung ho, do it, But I think you have Saturn there saying, this is permanent. You might want to think about this a little bit more. And you have Sagittarius that's straight across the way, again, in not its favorite place, but it's also in retrograde. So Jupiter is just going to be, again, over enthusiastic about whatever is decided. So I think everybody should be aware of that in this new moon energy, because it's not going to be, you get started on whatever it is that your intentions are right away. There's a few truths that need to come out. And I'm saying that for everybody that we are going to be getting a lot of information thrown at us. There's some really strong energy that's coming out, right? Because of the amazing number of things. Mars going retrograde, turns retrograde. The next, the next day we have Ceres and Juno and Venus all at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now, Ceres and Venus will meet on the 6th at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which is where Saturn had been hanging out for so long. So that's a very potent degree. And then they will both move into Aquarius and be conjunct with Pluto at 0 degrees. So that's a lot of energy. And in the story of Persephone, that is Hades, who ran off with Persephone down to the underworld. And Ceres is the mother that went looking for her. That's the mother nature, the one that refused to let anything grow until she got her daughter back, and then continued to get her daughter back every 6 months. So that is the energy, and they're all meeting. So that's a lot of healing that's going to be available. And I think it's going to be healing that's going to be over the long term. So last year in February, Venus was at 0 degrees with Pluto as well. All of the planets except the sun hit that area at 0 degrees. So it's very interesting, the strength of that degree. So now we're opening to new discovery. There's going to be some truths coming out, and we have to hold space to allow those truths to fully come out. And I think it's probably going to be through this next new moon, which is going to be the end of the month, still in December. It'll be the new moon in Capricorn, which is, all right, let's get this plan started. But I think you can set the intention for the next 6 months for a higher, truth-seeking, enthusiastic, ideal that you can take small steps to attain, Saturn in that square, and things will work out a lot better than you think. You'll be over enthusiastic like now at the beginning. Oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. I wish that we could all do that. But it takes a while. It takes time. It takes little changes that are permanent. So, what next? The royal you. You need to treat yourself better. That's a big part of this energy from the nodes. The North Node is about claiming your own power back, your own sovereignty, leaving the Libra South Node of going along to get along, which is a trauma response, not having good boundaries. And boundaries is a big rule right here. And I think that is one of the things that would be a great intention to be setting in the new moon in Sagittarius, is keeping up good boundaries for your own protection. And even the news that's going to be coming out, I'm not going to believe anything until it gets to the end of December. It's just going to be like, yeah, that may be true, but I don't think the whole truth has come out yet. And that is regarding anything, because there's going to be a lot of family things that are going to be starting. The next card is Awakening Genius. This to me is so Pluto in Aquarius. Awakening Genius, right? So you do have this energy of, this is an air sign. And it would be the air sign for Aquarius. But it's that energy of Pluto going in, and we don't quite know what we're going to get with Pluto in Aquarius. It will show us amazing things, especially when we get the energy of Uranus as it leaves Taurus, which I'm sure all the people that have anything in Taurus will be very, very happy about, because Taurus, being that beautiful earth energy, it's also fixed. So having Uranus there wasn't exactly a picnic, nor was Uranus crazy about kind of being restrained a bit, as much as you can restrain Uranus. So let's take a look at what these cards have to say regarding this new moon energy. Let's take a look here. Okay, here we are. So I think it's very interesting that we are going to be having, again, I mentioned that Ceres and Venus, the mother and daughter duo, and Pluto are all going to meet at that 0 degrees, setting something brand new forward. And we also have, at that time, Neptune stations direct at 27 degrees, square the galactic center. No. Yes, square the galactic center. Just want to make sure in my mind it was a square. Yes, it's a square. And that energy is at the end of Sagittarius, 27 degrees, the galactic center, where we get all that higher vibe energy, right? So very interesting what's going on here with Neptune stationing direct. And we're in the energy of that right now. Things have been kind of confusing, and I think things are going to start to get clearer and clearer. And we are going to have Neptune moving into Aries this spring, right? Which is very much about setting your dreams in motion to me, because it'll be that fire of Aries getting going. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. You're ready. You are ready. That's interesting. Because the middle card is a 16, which also adds to 7, and this is a 29, which adds to 11. Very spiritual numbers, I'm saying. Okay, this is the Ace of Pentacles, something new indeed, opening the door to discovery. The Ace of Pentacles is something physically beginning, right? Beautiful card. Knight of Cups. This is underneath the royal U. And the Knight of Cups is the second slowest knight. To me, he's always about enjoying the journey. He's got a cup in his hand, right? Um, Stop along the way for a little wine, something to eat. And that's under, I just like the royal you. I think this is a time that you should honor yourself very much. 9 of Swords, under Awakening Genius. Get out of the energy of bad dreams, of things. It's that fear. That's what it is. Sorry, it came right in. It's the fear energy. Really, I think that don't do anything out of fear, because if you are making a decision based on fear, then someone else is controlling that decision. So always base it on your intuition and love. Now, I will say that because this is a new moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is very truth seeking, and there's a lot of energy that's going to be coming back to this degree. In the spring, we have this is going to be a trine degree to the to the eclipse in Aries, the final one of this Aries Libra. I believe that's at 9 degrees too of Aries. So there is a lot of things that are still going to be us setting in motion to start a new life for ourselves, our own sovereignty. And AI is going to be exploding. So and that's under Awakening Genius. I would say don't be afraid of of the changes that are coming through AI. Do I think it has both good and bad sides to it? Yes. I think that there's a certain amount of privacy that you give up when you utilize it. There may be other things. How much you want to utilize it for medical procedures is something that every person is going to have to decide for themselves. Um, and and to me, that's more about that free will that we all have. So let's see what else we have here. 10 of Cups, opening to discovery, and the Ace of Pentacles. And this is the 10 of Cups, happy ending, right? This is emotional fulfillment. There are so many things that are open to people and available to people to learn. And with AI, I think it's going to just be happening so fast that it's going to be hard for us to keep up a little bit. I think it'll be helpful when Mercury goes into retrograde in the spring, because I feel like we'll be doing some catch up. We'll be doing some catch up. Um, like, okay, all of this information was thrown at us. Now, how do we utilize it? So this, and I like the fact that this is emotional fulfillment. So that makes me feel very much better. This is the 3 of Swords in the center. I think this is that fear piece. You can't live in this fear mode. But this could happen. But what if? Or maybe this is going to happen. The only moment that you control is the moment that you're in right now. And utilize that control. I would say don't make your decisions based on fear. And especially through the month of December, don't make any decisions until, I think another astrologer was very wise about how he said this. You have to look at the information coming at you from your heart and from your mind. And you also have to get other people's opinions and see what their viewpoint is on it. I mean, you're going to make the ultimate decision for yourself, but there's there's value in getting as much information as you can about what's going on. Now, we do have the Queen of Pentacles here, and she's very much about self-care, and this came under the Nine of Swords. So you do need to do self-care. I believe that everyone should, whenever Mars is in retrograde, physically move their body more to release some of the energy of Mars. Mars should always be given a job. One of the things that can be happening with Mars as it is going back through Leo is it's in a fire sign. So that's a lot of energy. And then when it goes back into, to me, it's like up until now, you've been getting great ideas, great downloads, right? And now you're going to be working on that idea. And then it's going to be going back into Cancer, Mars is, back to 17 degrees. That's a good time to work on it, on the things in your home, and to start really working through the ancestral trauma. There's a lot of people that I know of that were sent here to clear ancestral trauma. They're not passing any of the old ways, alcoholism down to their children, other things on down to their children. That's being ended. That's being ended. So the Queen of Pentacles is telling us we do need the self-care. We need more sleep. We need to eat healthy, less chemical stuff, right? So I'm very intrigued by what we're seeing here. The Three of Cups. Wow, this first row is just got it all going on. And I will show this to you because it's opening to discovery. There is so much that is positive. I don't want to take that away, that it's not all positive. There's a lot of positive that's out there, but you have to arm yourself with good information, good, and then enjoying yourself with other people. I mean, the energy of friends and friendship, it's so important. And that is also a part of the self-care that we're experiencing. Page of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Page of Pentacles. This can be the beginning of a new business. This is also something brand new that's physical. So when you get this, the royal you and the journey on, but then you have this setback. Sometimes it's because you're clearing out something that had to go. And I believe a lot of people are doing that right now. There's truths that are going to be illuminated, especially on December 15th when we have the full moon and Mercury goes direct on the same day. So a lot of things. So I would say be very, very aware that you're going to get to the truth, but it might be a couple weeks. So just realize that. You have the Page of Pentacles here. So you can start something new so that you can, if you're going to end something, end it definitively. Four of Cups. Now this is interesting that we've had I guess we've had more than that. I was going to say there's been a lot of cups and a lot of pentacles here, but there have been some swords. So, and the swords that came out weren't great, which is thoughts, right? The 9 and the 3. Neither one of them is, that great energy. But you have here the Four of Cups. So there are things that are not meant for you. Those 3 that have spilled, the 3 that are empty. But there's going to be something that the universe offers to you. Neptune square the galactic center, maybe, right? So this is something that you need to be aware of, that you could get downloads. I really think there's going to be a lot of downloads, and think about those things. Mercury in retrograde is a good time to mull things over in your mind. And not, I think I did a short video. It's like, shh, it's Mercury retrograde. I would not be telling a lot of people what's going on with you specifically with that energy. I wouldn't. So let's take a look. I do want to end with the Shaman Stream Oracle because I did not get to use it the other day, a chance to use it. So let me just pull a card from the Shaman Stream Oracle. Actually, let's have one volunteer. Let's have one volunteer. Let's volunteer. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay. Woodwives, adaptability. A lot of what's going to be affected are the things that are in the mutable signs, which actually is fortunate because you have Pisces, mutable, Jupiter and Gemini, mutable, Sagittarius, new moon, mutable. And you have Virgo, which is also a mutable sign, but it's the one that gets the details. So the T square that's being made, the answer is the one that isn't being addressed, the one in Virgo, which is getting the details right. Getting the details right. So Woodwives adaptability is very much the energy of what we've got going on here. So this is 64. I think this may be the last card. Is this the last card in this particular oracle deck? It is. And this is Alberto Vil- Viloldo. I'm sorry, I'm slaughtering, and Colette Baron Reed. So, Woodwives. The Woodwives dance into your dreams as a reminder to be grounded no matter what life offers you. You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you've learned to date, and what boundaries to set so you feel good about yourself. Life is going to offer you something extraordinary now. And in order to learn and receive its blessings, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. You have everything you need. You have all it takes to do this right now. If you also keep reminding yourself to be flexible, you will be amazed by how well things play out for you. The Woodwives are both wisdom keepers and students of the new world, as these four sprites have an uncanny ability to adapt to changing circumstances and always find the perfect way to grow and expand. They represent what you already know how to do. Learn. Be in beginner's mind. Let go of your rigid notions of how things should be and be present to what is right now, unencumbered by your projections. Is there a storm brewing because things need to change? No worries. Nothing can uproot you now, and it will pass, and you will dance with nature and move with it all. Perhaps you've been given an opportunity to take a chance on something new, and you're not sure how far you can go without losing your footing. Have no fear, for when you remember your roots, your integrity, your authentic self, you can stretch yourself beyond the invisible line you drew. Go for it. You will be so glad you did. Being adaptable, having roots, setting good boundaries. That's a pretty good message. I will see you soon.